Hello and welcome again to my YouTube channel. In this video, I want to talk about uh, Prince Harry and Duchess Meghan, which really they are the subjects of conversation on this YouTube channel almost exclusively. And so if you're new here, but first I should say if you're new here, welcome. And here I talk about the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, Prince Harry, Duke of Sussex, and his beautiful wife, Meghan, Duchess of Sussex. And yes, I kind of like them. So if you don't, I'm sorry. I hope you can agree to live and let live, as I've said before. And in this one, it's got to be really quick because I've got somebody calling me in a few minutes. I've got sort of switch gears. But in this one, I said, who do you think is more of a nurturer in Harry and Meghan's relationship? Is it Meghan who nurtures Harry the most, or Harry who nurtures Meghan the most, or are they sort of like equally nurturing to each other? I think it seems to me that they have a very nurturing relationship, something that is very rare in a lot of couple. Well, I mean, I don't know, I shouldn't say that because that's a judgment, but I think because I'm a former divorce lawyer, I mean, that was a little blip in my life. It's not like I was a big, successful lawyer or anything, but, I did do that very briefly in my life. And I just, sometimes because for me, having a nurturing relationship is very important, and being nurtured and feeling nurtured is very, very important. I mean, even though I'm single, I nurture myself. You know what I'm saying? I know that can sound dangerous, but I think it's just so important to be able to get that source of nourishment for your heart and your mind and your soul from somewhere. And I think that if you are in a relationship, I mean, I think it's natural to sort of look to your partner to some extent for some of that. I mean, wait, it's not, I don't think nurturing is something you can get from your shrink necessarily. I mean, I've never had a shrink. I have never had a shrink. I should have a shrink. I need a shrink, but I've never had a shrink. Culturally, it's like, no, I can't have a shrink. I mean, that's like, no, right? It's like a no. But perhaps I could use one. But I could understand how some people might think I need one. But I do think that you don't sort of go to your shrink for nurturing anyway. I think you go to your parents, perhaps mostly your mother, because I mean it's nature. You go to your best friends, and then you go to your spouse. And I don't know to what extent other people feel nurtured in those three departments. I mean, I don't have a spouse, so that sort of leaves me with two. Um, and I would say that I would say that I'm someone who really, in the end, I nurture myself, you know, because I realize how important that is in order to feel. Um, I mean, what do I think nurturing is? I don't know how to explain that word, but I mean, it's just, I think every human being needs that safe place, that safe person. They need that empathy, they need that tenderness, they need that person who, they just feel safe and they feel understood, right? And they feel appreciated and they feel loved and they feel like, you know, I don't know. What do you think it is, nurturing? Because I know what I mean, but I don't know if I can explain it. But I do wonder about Harry and Meghan because they seem to be really in sync. Although you hear all these rumors about them getting divorced and separated and this and that, you never know. You never know what's true and what's not true. I have no idea. But I do think the fact that Harry, left the British royal family. I mean, it doesn't get any bigger than that. To support his wife shows that he was in sync with his wife, he understood his wife, he empathized with her, and he put her first. And to me, that has to be food for the soul. I mean, that tells you he spoke with his actions. He didn't. He talked the talk and he walked the walk. And not everybody, not every husband would do that. I mean, I have there's this guy I talk to all the time, um, more in a professional capacity, and he just thinks how he Megan is the devil for him, really. And how could she take this man away from his family? And I'm like, she did not take this man away from his family. This man chose his wife over her discomfort around his family. He didn't abandon his family, but I mean, he chose his wife. I mean, this is his wife, right? He put her first, and to me, that speaks volumes. And I just feel like everybody needs a husband like that. You know what I mean? Every woman needs a husband like that who puts her first. But it's not enough, I don't think, just to put her first in sort of like a big gesture like that. I hope that behind the scenes, both Harry and Meghan are able to sort of nurture each other's mind and heart and soul and bodies, obviously, too, I guess, to some extent. But definitely, I think beyond the physical, it's really sort of the emotional and the psychological, being able to know what to say, what not to say, and how to say it, what to do and what not to do, the timing of these things. It's so important. And sometimes the silence can be itself a form of just war, or of so much discord. You can be discordant by with silence. you know so you kind of want to, for me, I mean, it would be a deal breaker for me if I were in a marriage with somebody and I felt like I wasn't being nurtured. You know what I mean? That's like really, really important. Like, I mean, really, really important is nurturing. So I just wondered about that, whether it's Harry who's nurturing or Meghan who's nurturing, or are they together nurturing? Because that's the ideal, is to be both nurturing of each other. And yeah, you want to feed your marriage and your relationship with the right diet. You know what I mean? It's kind of like your body. You don't want to subsist on broken glass, for example. I mean, that's like, you're not going to look very healthy. And it's kind of like your relationship also needs to be fed a diet of nourishing words and actions. You know what I mean? What am I talking about? I've never been married. I don't know, really. But there's a reason. There are many reasons for that. And one is, yeah, I mean, it has to be the right person, and that's going to mean someone with whom I feel nurtured. You know what I'm saying? It's so important. Oh my God. Okay, I gotta go. I do have to go. Goodbye.